No, I appreciate the question, Senator. I direct all these questions about this to my college. Thank you.
My question is actually to you, and it's whether you know. It strikes me that what we have here is a team that has taken the field and engaged in unprecedented numbers of fouls and unprecedentedly flagrant fouls. And when the refs blow the whistle on the unprecedented number of fouls, the partisans of the team committing the fouls call out the referees for the unprecedented number of whistles that they blow. To try to level set this, let me ask if you can do a yes or no answer. Let's try to go right down the panel, yes or no. Is it appropriate to call judges USA-hating monsters who want our country to go to hell?
No.
No.
No, Senator.
In general, no, Senator.
And is it appropriate to call judges lunatics who do not care even a little bit and could very well lead to the destruction of our country?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
And is it appropriate to post pictures of judges' children with the intent to incite harassment and threats?
No.
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 Okay, good. We're off to a level set. I'll take that. Professor Alessia, when you were installed in your chair, the announcement was that the chair was made possible through the generosity of Leonard Leo, trustee of both the Marble Freedom Trust and Catholic University. Is that accurate? Is that who funded your chair?
My understanding is that Leonard Leo, through the Marble Freedom Trust, directed funds that funded the chair. I think that's accurate.
And with respect to your chair, Mr. Blackman, $1 million was given to fund it through an anonymizing organization called Donors Trust, which has been called the ATM of the far right. Do you know who was behind that Donors Trust laundered donation?
I appreciate the question, Senator. I would direct all these to my college to answer.
I'm sorry, first of all, your mic's not on.
No, I appreciate the question, Senator. I direct all these questions about this to my college. Thank you.
My question is actually to you, and it's whether you know. Do you know who was behind that donation?
I appreciate the question. Anonymous gifts are as they are, and I appreciate all those questions directed to my college.
Your college can't answer what you know. This is a question to you about what you know. This is a Josh Blackman question. Do you know who funded your chair?
I've answered the question.
Yes or no?
Thank you, Senator.
You can't say this. Do you realize that if you were an expert witness in a judicial proceeding, I'd be entitled to know who was funding you because it goes to bias and conflict, correct? That's basic sort of hornbook trial practice, right?
Fair enough, Senator.
I'm right about that. You'll agree.
No, we were invited to testify about nationwide injunction and the like. This is not something I was prepared to testify about, so that's my answer for today.
Okay. Well, at least we know who funded Professor Alessia, and you won't even answer what you know. Let me turn to Professor Shaw. Let's just say that this activity today is designed to whip up more animus against courts, and that it adds to the atmosphere of threats that the court is now experiencing. I think we're up to, is it 162 threats to judges, which is pretty impressive. And a lot of this has the appearance, at least to me, of looking like it was orchestrated, looking like it was instigated, looking like there are folks behind it. So presumably, the Marshal Service should be not just protecting the judges and their family members, but also investigating the sources of the threats. Can you tell us what some warning signs would be that the Marshal Service has been directed, perhaps by the Attorney General or perhaps by some other senior official in the Department of Justice, to not do proper investigations, and particularly not look into orchestration or any effort to gin up these threats?
Senator, I have no information. It strikes me that a non-response to your queries or queries from other members of Congress to the Marshal Service or to the Department of Justice are concerning. There should be an active dialogue between the branches about something as serious as the security of the third branch. And I guess I would just echo what Senator Booker was saying earlier. I mean, there have been two relatively recent periods when bipartisan legislation was passed to improve judicial security after the tragic murder of Judge Solis's son and also after the attempted attack on Justice Kavanaugh. Judicial security measures on a bipartisan basis quickly passed Congress, and I would hope that this is a moment in which broad agreement could be reached that it's necessary to do something similar.
And if it appeared that those were part of a larger plan or conspiracy, it would be appropriate for law enforcement to look into the question of whether there was a larger plan or conspiracy, correct?
Absolutely.
Thank you.